Down at Yankees Spring Training in Tampa, Steven Cusumano joined alongside right-handed pitcher Will Warren. First and foremost, grateful for the time, and congrats on what's been a great spring so far.
Thank you so much.
Well, it's been a fun to, of course, watch you from our seat make your big league debut last year, but in line for potentially a lot more work this season. Right now in the spring, what are some of the things that you're sort of working on, expecting that you'll have a chance to really make an impact?
Yeah, just getting ahead. I think that was part of the struggles last year, just getting ahead this year. We've brought back the curveball that I had when I was in Somerset, so that's nice. Yeah, and just overall, just keeping the mentality in a solid spot, and I think that's been the difference.
And obviously a big learning curve from going from AA to AAA for what was a full season now. What did you feel were the biggest differences? I know ABS was part of it, but maybe beyond that, what were some of the biggest differences?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, all those guys in AAA, they're big leaguers at some point, whether they're at the end of their career or they're in my shoes where they're trying to get to the big leagues. So, they're just under or just right at the brink of being the best in the world. So, it's just, I feel like it's very similar to the big leagues.
And thinking about the clubhouse that we just walked out of, so many talented players overall, but especially pitchers and great pitching minds. As you've had about a year or so now, and especially a full spring with this group of guys, who are some of the ones you've been able to latch on to, maybe learn some things from, and what have you learned from them?
Yeah, Garrett and Rodon are nice to talk to. Obviously, a lot of experience, a lot of a lot of stuff that I can pick their brain about. I've worked with Freed a little bit this year. Really like how he throws the ball up there. He's got a killer mentality. So yeah, always trying to ask those guys questions.
Now, as far as your big league debut goes and the 6 games you pitched in, what were you able to take from those 6 games that you can maybe translate to success now?
Yeah, like I said, getting ahead. I feel like a lot of times my back was a little against the wall, just trying to avoid damage. And I think you got to change your mentality as getting after them, attacking them early, and therefore they're on their heels and not so much me.
Definitely have to ask about one of your teammates, your backstop Austin Wells, who's always spoken so glowingly about you. You guys were battery mates during our championship run in Somerset a few years ago. When you say, hear him say, such glowing things about you to Aaron Boone, to the media, how does that make you feel? Know that your catcher feels that way about you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's awesome to hear from that guy. I mean, he finished, in the Rookie of the Year finalists, had an awesome year last year, and I've only seen him grow as a catcher and as a person being up there, so to hear those things from his mouth is awesome.
What makes him such a great catcher, such a good battery mate for someone like you?
Yeah, I think it's his ability to separate, the work and play. He's always a funny guy, likes to joke around, but when it's time to be serious, he's going to come up there. If he needs to make a mound visit and straighten you up, he'll do it. And I think that's, he's got the ability to separate those two things.
Now, lastly, your goal, of course, is to help the team win as many games as possible and pitch your best. But when you hear the news about Gerrit Cole, and of course no one wants to hear that, does that change the tenor at all? Does there add any sense of kind of urgency or more attention on your part?
I came into camp, knowing that I was lower on the totem pole and having to fight for a spot. So nothing's changed. Unfortunately, Louis and Garrett are out right now. But yeah, I don't think anything's changed. I still have that mindset of I got to go take something and just staying present.
We look forward to seeing you take it, and best of luck with everything, Will. Thanks so much for the time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.